Run through a trade I took post NFP last Friday, which is the 2nd of August 2024. And this trade was a trade I took on the 1 minute time frame. It's a slightly advanced trade because it was a counter trend trade. So counter trend meaning that it was the trade against the higher time frame bias. In the last couple of days, I've been telling you guys that the drawn liquidity on the daily time frame would be a sell side liquidity here, which price eventually traveled to, as we can see. This is I'm recording it on Monday today. And we can see price eventually reached the sell side liquidity here, and I was actually monitoring price setups on the 1 minute time frame last Friday. So let's jump down to the 1 minute. So as we can see here, I've got my New York session indicator on, which is 8:30 to about 11:30. That's the AM session. And at 8:30 here, we've got non-farm payroll news that was released, and I trade only at the 9:30 open. Now we can see here in terms of what price is doing when non-farm payroll news was released. Price quickly took out buy side liquidity here, right? Let me just put that in purple. Buy side liquidity here, sweeping all the buy stops above these highs before rushing downwards, once again taking this side of sell side liquidity as well. So sweeping both sides, and price can do whatever it wants. We don't really know what smart money is going to do when such a huge news event comes out. So at 8:30, price was doing what it's doing, so it's creating all these price movement here. And if I was to take everything away, just to make it clearer, 9:30 open, I was monitoring price, and I actually took my trade. It was a buy, so let me just take that indicator away as well. And what I noticed was price actually took sell side liquidity here, a short-term sell side liquidity, right? And also there was a 1 minute fair value gap that was put in here. But very quickly, what you guys notice here, it got disrespected at 9:36, and the fair value gap was only put in at 9:33. So this would also be classified as a inverse fair value gap, right? So what is an inverse fair value gap? Inverse fair value gap is a fair value gap that has been disrespected and invalidated. So what made me took this counter trend trade? Now this trade is a bit more advanced, and there are a couple things that made me took this trade. This trade made me over $2,000 in 3 minutes. So first of all, why is this inverse fair value gap valid? Because first of all, sell side liquidity has been swept. Not just that, displacement happened towards the upside, closing above this candle here. And not just that, why do I think this trade will be very, very strong in terms of reaching its bullish bias? Because if I was to put a bar replay here, what do we notice? So sell side liquidity has been swept. It means that smart money has manipulated price. Sell stops has been taken. Stop losses has been triggered. We've got a fair value gap that has been disrespected. It just means that, well, if the price was bearish, this fair value gap would have been respected, and price would have run towards these lows here, but it didn't. The money has printed on this chart, and it's telling you that the market is looking to go towards the upside. And what do we notice here? We've got equal lows here, equal highs, I mean. We've got one buy side liquidity here and another one here. So once this fair value gap has been invalidated within 3 minutes with this huge bullish close candle towards the upside and with displacement as well, I'm very, very confident that price will eventually reach this level here. Right, so if we play it, it basically reaches target within what? So I opened up my trade here at 9:37, right? At 9:37, it basically reached my target of the equal highs here at 9:39. So that was just 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, I made over $2,000 just because I understood what price was actually doing. Now, this advanced trade is something that you can aim for and not be greedy for just a couple pips. Look, I'm not aiming for highs here. I'm not aiming for price to eventually reach here. I'm aiming for a really micro scalp. Now, if I was to replay this trade, it eventually touched, I would say almost touched this buy side liquidity here, but you can see it quickly ran down again, especially when you're taking trades post red folder news. If your target is really quick, and I should say short, and if you see the right price movement, and if it's convincing, and if you know how price is moving and where price wants to go, and it's giving you a lot of confluences like manipulation of sell side or buy side liquidity, displacement above a fair value gap, and a fair value gap being invalidated. Furthermore, there are equal highs or equal lows that's sitting above or below price. Put in all those confluences, you can confidently and put in a model that could potentially work for you if it's a short run, or if you guys are looking to do micro scalp. So this trade was really good. Closed off my computer pretty much after 2 minutes. I was happy with what I've done, and I hope you guys found this video helpful. Hope that this video will clear up a couple things on how to read price action more effectively. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll catch you guys at the next one.